Hello and welcome to the Awesomenauts 2.13 Beta 1 preview for the new XP system in Awesomenauts that really changes the game totally forever and it will never be the same. Anywho, it actually does it in a very good fashion because I was worrying that we will have a very bad phenomenon coming to our little fun game. It's a phenomenon that apparently already exists, but I didn't encounter that much. It's the phenomenon of telling the guy that's doing bad that he's feeding and making him feel worse and then losing the game because he can't really play that well with a bad morale. That thing happens in pretty much all MOBAs, and I would like to point shots at League of Legends, and also happens in Dota too. So yeah, it doesn't really matter where you are, people will shout at you for sucking. So in this game, I was worried that an XP system will make that even worse, because the guy that's sucking will make the other guy that's on his lane, or wherever he is, the guy that's feeding, will make him like super mega strong, and we will have to deal with it. But apparently it doesn't actually act like that. It's actually a cushion for that kind of stuff, and I'll show you why. It's both a cushion and also a game speed up, because if you're gonna suck really badly as a team, you're gonna lose the game faster. It doesn't matter anymore. So I'm gonna show you on my man Scree. This is my main Awesomenaut, and it really benefits him in a very large fashion, and I will show you why, because there's a lot of things that a lot of people may not think of with the new XP system. Alright, so we're gonna go in Awesomenauts and show you how it works. It should be about 60 FPS, but yeah, I don't really know right now. Okay, so before we go into the game expecting like good performance and all that kind of stuff, let's close the stupid stuff that doesn't quite work. Jump cut.
I have prepared some droids. They could be there any second.
Alright, so we are in the game now. We have a new shop. The new shop is pretty. And we are gonna go play as Scree. I'm gonna get my usual stuff. And, well, and this. So, you will see now that the shop also lists the upgrades that you have bought. That is actually pretty cool. So my Shot of Lightning deals 60 damage, that's how it was before, and it's still pretty much the same. And my blade does 200 damage with 200 damage stationary per second. And I'll show you what that means in a few seconds. Alright, so we're gonna have this over here. Good, mighty fine. So whenever you kill pretty much anything, you get levels. Let's kill that. I got quite almost a whole level. Come on. Quite almost a whole level. Yeah, that's a good way to say something. English. Well, to my defense, I'm not a native English speaker, so I can actually say that. So we just leveled up. This is not my level, this is the team level. So if you ever played a game called Heroes of the Storm, it's pretty much the same thing. You will gain levels that will apply to the whole team, and whatever you do in the game will give XP. Kill a droid, get XP. Farm in the jungle, get XP. It's actually quite a lot of XP. And for me, farming in the jungle is really good, because if you watch me playing on my streams, shameless plug Twitch TV/967, you will see that I always go for all the creeps, steal all the creeps from the enemy team and my team sometimes, and because I don't want them to heal. And now by doing that, I will not be hindering my team because I'm actually giving them XP. So it encourages people that don't actively go into a fight. It encourages more tactics to help the team. Also, I will show you another example after I finish this. So we're now at level 3. This is still in the beta, so you can still see codes here and there. I am now level 3, so I have 3 levels. Now, I have 66 damage. Why do I have 66 damage? Because my health and damage for everything is now amplified by 5% per level. So that means for 60 damage, 5% means 3. And now I'm at level 3, which means I'm 2 levels up. That means 2 times 3, 6 more damage. Which means 66 damage on my auto attack. And on the blade, it's 220 because 5% means 10 damage. And 2 levels up means that I have 220. Your base level is 1, so that's why I say 2 levels up. because I'm level 3 now. We are level 3.
Your turret
So yeah, that is
needs
how the XP system works. And there are quite a few kinks in the system that some people might not have thought of. Because that's why I'm gonna make an in-depth video for this. Because there are a few things that you would think it wouldn't work. But pretty much everything scales in this game now. Pretty much. There are some exceptions. I'm at level 4 now.
Follow my plan.
I'm gonna go back and show you another thing. Now, before I show you this, I have to say that I will make an in-depth video explaining what is affected by this system and what is not. And there will be a Excel file on my Patreon that anybody can access for free. It's okay, I'm just gonna put it there so everybody can access it. I'm gonna put the link in the description. And I will make also a calculator for each level. The calculator is gonna be just for my Patreon, so they can have like a tool to work with. But the XMLS file, or whatever the heck it's called, is gonna be free for everybody. I'm gonna put these files now, every now and again, whenever I feel I made a tool that will be good for the people that support me. And I'm really grateful that I can actually reward you in some way. Why I'm saying this is needed is because there's something called the Scree totem that I thought it was pretty stupid because it never scaled up. And as you could see right there, by sheer coincidence, which is basically the gist of my channel, you will see that the health of the totem actually goes up with 5% too. So from 600 health is now, which is base, it now has 720 health, which is freaking awesome. But there are other things like the stim pack for Ted McPain that gives you 45% attack speed that does not scale with level. So that's why an in-depth video will be necessary, and that's why I'm gonna make the stat sheet for everybody. The calculator is gonna be for everybody that supports me on Patreon just as a reward, but you can do the math yourself if you think a bit about it. Alright? So it's gonna be a win-win situation for everybody. But I'm going to still make the video explaining what is affected and what is not, and well, the calculations are just gonna be on your side, alright? You can do that, I have hope in you. Alright. Another side effect of this new system is that what would you do with damage? Because damage in the game was very important. In the past, when you got, say, the Scree's damage upgrade was very important because it added more damage to his auto attack, which made him very strong. After even 1 level made him pretty strong, 2 levels made him very good, 3 levels was just insane. But now, because everything just levels up, what's the whole point of damage upgrades? Well, damage upgrades haven't changed from flat to percentage. So I can get now 53% more, 57% more base damage, and the 4 damage apparently is affected by 53%. So they have made percentages, so the way you grow will actually make you grow pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same impact into the game. Because if they would be still just like 10 damage, well, you basically receive 10 damage in 3 levels. It would be pretty useless. Right now, it's made so that the growth stat is amplified, which is pretty cool. So, I have... Let's see if I can test this out. This is gonna be a lot of math here. Alright, so after a few troubling encounters with the calculator, I have decided that I will show you how it works in detail in the in-detail video. Basically, this is your base damage, 136 damage. Well, your base damage should be 60. Alright, so it grew to 136. And this will amplify it by 20%, by 57% of your base damage, and the 4 base damage will be amplified by 53%. How much does that do? I have no freaking idea. So we will go in depth today on stream. I'm gonna make a in-depth science video on each knot, and you are always welcome to join in. But in the meantime, we're gonna have some funsies. So yeah, basically all the damage items are now based on your base damage. So it will only be an amplify. I haven't checked all knots yet, I just checked Ted McPain and Scree, and it's pretty fun. Another thing I would like to show you is the fact that a few strategies will be a bit hindered or will need a bit of rethinking. For example, I have been playing support Ted McPain. Now, this comes from an idea from the Red Onion Ninja, which has played this to a huge degree of success before. I'm gonna show you how it works. So we're gonna go with Ted McPain, which is gonna make it rain. Let's see. So, going down. Okay. So, this is Ted McPain. He shoots new particles now, which is pretty cool. But I'm gonna cover that in the patch when it's gonna come out. There's too many things are gonna be changed. So I'm gonna just get 2 of these upgrades.
They should be there any second.
So you actually have a shotgun attack per second and a shotgun machine gun attacks per second. You know them now. So your shotgun will do 200 damage and your machine gun will do 40. So the idea behind this was you going on bottom lane and pushing like a maniac. Like an absolute freaking maniac. And why this is a bit hindered now? Because you will never interact with your team. All you do is this. It will offer air support via the airstrike. You will just watch your map and offer air support. I have done this quite a few times. It works like a charm, but it doesn't work all the time. If you die too many times or you don't finish the game fast enough, you will not be viable anymore. So that's pretty much the thing. But now, because of the XP system, you can't really do this without a semi-capable team. Because standing here will only give XP to the team by killing droids. And that's pretty much it. Which is a good thing, because you will constantly be killing droids. Constantly. And if you don't use your airstrike in such way that you also get some creeps from time to time, you will not be providing any source of XP. Kills provide more XP than just droids, but in time they stack up. So it also depends on your team to not get killed in order to get levels. So the only way sorry, I'm receiving messages, I'm a bit defocused. The only way to get levels for your team as support Ted McPain in pushing like a maniac is to constantly kill droids and to sometimes actually hit the creeps, which you can do on certain maps but not on all of them. So this may be hindered if your team cannot get kills or they get killed way too many times, because the amount of farm you will be providing via killing droids may not be enough. The good side of this is that Ted now naturally scales in damage and does not need to go back for more damage. He just needs to go back for even more damage, which is really cool. And you can push turrets like a madman. And your base damage on your airstrike was 450, which was quite good, and now it scales by itself. It's now 575, as you can see there. See, it's 575 again. So that makes Ted an awesome pusher as long as people don't focus him and the team doesn't die too much. So yeah, the strategy still works, it might actually be even more effective now. So yeah, that is Red Onion Ninja's support Ted McPain. The idea behind it is that Ted McPain doesn't really give a damn. So if you die, it won't be much of an issue because you already have enough damage. And, you know, feeding the enemy team would have been bad before because you gave them so long to buy items. But now it's even worse because you level them up, so you actually give them more damage so they can come down and kill you after that. So the way you trade is not gonna be that cool anymore. One thing that should be implemented is the fact that you should be able to see... actually no, it shouldn't be implemented. Because if you're Ted McPain, you always rely on dealing the most damage on your team because your DPS is freaking insane. So you will be killing pretty much anybody that is not Ted McPain or Durple in Siege form 1v1. Ayla is an exception though. So you don't need to run almost any other time. But now you have a hidden variable, have a new variable, in the fact that you will be beating people 1v1 if you are ahead or equal to them. now you have to actually have to pay attention to the overall team level. Otherwise, you will be put in a situation where the enemy team is dealing more damage than you, not because of items, but just because of their level. What are the other implications of this XP system? Well, if you suck really badly, as a team, you will lose faster. But it's also a cushion, because it will eliminate power spikes. And a good example for this is Scree's damage. Scree's auto attack damage costs 180 solar, and if you play Scree you might understand that that is a freaking lot of solar. Okay, that's a lot of solar. And by the time you get that thing, if you don't rush it first, you will be pretty much useless as auto attack damage. Same thing goes with Ted. If you don't get your auto attack damage in time, you won't be able to keep up. And if you suck and you get killed over and over and over and do not have the necessary skill to get your solar back in the respawning minigame, you will not be able to buy the damage items that you need to continue doing what you're doing. Now, you will scale up into the late game by just leveling up, which is good. So if you can't buy the thing you need, just scale up. And the only way to get more damage before was to get more money and get the damage upgrades. That meant killing creeps, killing droids, getting solar, which was one way to do it. And let's say you can't kill the enemy team because you're too weak. So you would have had to get some solar from somewhere, and the only way to get solar is to kill creeps and kill the turrets, and that would be it. And usually by the time you actually farmed enough to get your items, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of damage, you will not be able to, sorry, you wouldn't have been able to get enough damage, and the enemy team will still have skill. Right now, you can help your team, even if you suck, by being the jungler, getting creeps, farming better. You will help your team get more items that way, as long as they don't jump face first into the other team and give them levels too, because that might happen. So you can passively get levels back. This does encourage shorter games, and I'm running out of breath. This does encourage shorter games, because if your team like super sucks, or the other team is like super good, you will be stomped. There is no way to come back if you are not willing to cooperate. So you will super suck. But if your enemy team is good at understanding the situation, that they cannot beat the enemy team and fall back and just farm, if the enemy team is just going for kills, for example, they're just gonna try to kill one of you and ignore everything else, like droids or anything like that, you can just kite them around a while until you get enough XP to level up to be somewhat on a level playing field, without items of course, because you're not gonna have the same solar, or maybe marginally the same solar, to just come back and kill them. So it goes both ways. In my opinion, it makes the game a bit more enjoyable, because it's less power spike reliant, which is good for a lot of knots that have low base damage, such as Scree. And it also affects quite a few other aspects in the game that don't need items anymore, such as Scree's Totem, because Scree's Totem health never scaled, and you know, just buying it and investing in health was a very bad idea before, because you wouldn't get damage if you wanted to play damage Scree, or pusher Scree like I do, or annoyer Scree, that I don't know what to call it. If you wanted to play support Scree, you would have gotten your totem and pretty much you wouldn't do anything else for the team. Now your totem was gonna scale with health, which is good, with the levels, which is absolutely awesome. You don't need to invest into health anymore, you can just do it if you want to get even more health out of it and make it like a freaking barricade. Now, what's the deal here? Why am I saying is it better this way? Because you're gonna say, Denix, everybody's gonna scale with 5% health and 5% damage. Doesn't that mean that everybody will do pretty much the same damage all the time? Being that the health is gonna be bigger and the damage is gonna be bigger at the same percent? Well, no. Because some knots have more damage than health, which means they're gonna be squishier in time, but deal a frick ton more damage. And knots that are tanky but have less damage will just deal less damage in time, but be freaking tanky. So it's not the same thing. It is not. It is not the same thing. It means that tanks will be tanky and deal more damage than just investing into tanks. So tanks can also do damage now and be more tankier. And damage dealers will be freaking insane, but also squishier than the other guys. You have to think of trading. If two knots will fight each other, how would they evolve in time? If a burster fights a tank, the tank will have more health, and the burster will have more damage. But the tank will have less damage, but the burster will have less health. So who will win? It depends pretty much on the burst capability. Usually the burster has like a frick ton of damage. So yeah. You don't need to invest into damage items anymore. It's not that needed anymore. You can still do it, which is really good to do, and you don't need to invest in utility items anymore, such as health for the Screes Totem, which is gonna still be good. It's gonna scale up with health, and it will scale up with more health than certain Awesomenauts' damage. So it could actually be useful for just staying there without dying. And another thing that is important, your damage scales, but the turret's health never scales. So this will encourage you pushing faster. So Pusher Scree is gonna be buffed, Ted McPain is gonna be buffed, everything push-wise is gonna be buffed. Your Screes Totem will have more health, then it will absorb more damage from the enemy team. Even though the enemy team's damage is gonna be amplified, everything else is not. The turret hits will not be amplified, so that means you can actually use it as a push totem, like I have been doing for quite a while, and people said it was a stupid idea, and it's not. It actually works. You could see it on the stream anytime, and yeah, you can actually do it. Another thing that has been changed is this scoreboard. I have a bit of an annoying issue with this, because, let's see, I have this guy, and I want to scroll down and, oh, oops, yeah, that's a problem. So, what I really want from the scoreboard is to put the items right here. You already made this freaking scoreboard, looks pretty amazing. Just put the items here. You don't need to put, like, the decoration and the icons here. Just put the items here and just put the icons here. That's all. Because I could just show them all, and I could just tab anytime and see all the items here. All the upgrades that everybody has, and I can just tab, it's like, oh, he got a new thing, good, I'm back in the game. Now I have to look at this, then scroll down, carefully not hovering over these guys, like, oops, I have to go back here, and now I have to go here, and then see the items, and don't you dare do this, because then you've lost all your items. It's not good, guys. Please, just change this, just put the items to show all the time here, and try to make like a level for them, because I understand having three of the same upgrade can be annoying. It's like having, I don't know, 7 damages would be annoying. But just see, it works like that. So, they're already stacked now, which is good. So you can show how many items does every person have and what upgrades they bought. And just put them here, show them for everybody. Don't need to scroll over this, because this is valuable time that may get me killed. So we don't want that, okay? Okay, a lot of people don't really actually use this screen just because of that. So please consider putting the items here, because you could see this can actually fit here without a freaking problem. As this is the beta and you can change it by the time this is out, I strongly recommend you put it here, as pretty much any other game in the genre does it, because it's way better for us to concentrate on the game and not, you know, fiddling through menus while our team is dying. So yeah, thank you for watching this, and I will be doing an in-depth video and will be releasing the stats sheet as soon as I can. It will be available on patreon.com/Dinix67. You will be able to download it without any support. Get the stats sheet, and for everybody else that supports me, you will be able to earn it as a reward when I upload the calculator. The calculator is going to be for the people that support me. It's going to be a new reward tier in which you will have access to all the stats sheets and the calculators that I ever make. It's going to be a reward tier. Alright, the stats sheets are gonna be free from time to time, but the calculators are not gonna be. Are just gonna be rewards for everybody that support me, because that's pretty much one of the only things that I can provide as a YouTuber. There's not much that you can give. I'm not making toys in my bedroom. I'm not making stuffed animals, so I can't really provide that, but I can provide stats that might help you and they're gonna be the free ones, and they're gonna be the ones for the Patreons. Because I'm not a pro, but there are a few things that may help you in understanding the game more, and maybe you are a pro, maybe you want to calculate this, maybe there's a pro in you, and you will be able to just use these things and not stay like all freaking day thinking like, okay, how much is 28 times 3 slash times 2 slash that, and that's gonna be 70 damage at level 52, and that is annoying. That is annoying. So I'm just gonna make this tool for everybody that supports me, and you can get it. You can get the stats sheets for free, and the tool for lazy people, you can get it as a Patreon. Because everybody that supports me, and I thank you, I want you to have something really cool that I use pretty much every day, and yeah, you can get it. So there's gonna be a stat sheets for this sort of update, and the tool for the people that are lazy and that also support me. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go. It's gonna be fun. I will also make more tools for myself in time. I'm just gonna post them there. Again, if they're like super simple, they're stat sheets, it's gonna be pretty free. If I'm gonna make a calculator for myself, I'm gonna post it there for the people that support me and really want to use tools and all that kind of stuff. If there's a pro in you, this might help you or not. You already might know these things. If there's not, maybe there's gonna be a pro in you after you understand how the game works. Because the game is actually much more fun after you understand how things scale. That's actually why I like this game, because I like the scalings, I like the combat, I like the fighting aspect of it. Anywho, thank you everybody that watch me every day, Patreon or not, I really appreciate it, and thank you everybody that are here to help me keep doing this as much as I freaking can. So yeah, have fun guys, and I'm gonna go do the in-depth video soon, and I hope this actually helped you in understanding how the new system works in general, and I'm gonna show you the in-depth video soon. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Alright? Thanks again and have a nice day. See ya! Thank you for watching my video, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click the like button to make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Click the subscribe button and you will receive 2 to 3 gameplay videos a week, 1 guide or montage a week. Also preview videos for games, patches and skins that I can get my hands on. All of these happening at 7 PM Eastern Europe time, 5 PM GMT, 12 AM Eastern time and 9 AM Pacific time, give or take 1 hour. Thanks again to everybody that supports our channel at patreon.com/Genex67. You can also become an awesome Patreon, and you will get specific rewards depending on how much you support the channel. Special thanks to everybody there, and everybody that lets us use and monetize video game footage. You are awesome. And to our music providers Epidemic Sound and OCRemix.org. You guys are awesome and your songs rock. Thanks again for watching the channel, and you can find another video on screen. You can click it now here on mobile using the eye icon on your mobile device. Thanks again, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.